welcome you all back to my official channel. This is my official YouTube channel. So if you are viewing this channel for the first time, consider subscribing. So this is the paper that we are going to revise through. This is a GCE for 2018. So this is mathematics paper 1. So what will make you pass mathematics is paper 2. But what will give you a better grade in mathematics is paper 1. So even as we get to revise this, I want your total attention so that you understand each and every concept that I'm going to share with you. Mathematics is always the same. Once you understand what I'm going to share with you, once you understand each and every concept here, then you are capable of answering another paper 1 question, because all the questions that we are going to revise here are the same questions that you are even going to find in your exams. So what matters is your understanding. So let us start now answering this question. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you share this video with others so that we get to benefit together. I'm going to make this paper very simple so that we understand. Let us go to the first question. So we move to the first question. This is our first question. This is our first question. Hope you are able to see. So how is the question? The question is saying simplify. So we want to simplify that. The question is saying simplify. How can you simplify this? This is what 4 open bracket x plus 2y cross minus 3x minus 8y. How can you simplify that? How can you work out that? So the first thing you need to do is to deal with this bracket. So you are going to multiply 4 times x. It is what? 4x. Then you say plus 4 times 2y. It is what? 8y. You are going to have something like that. Then you do this. This is what you are going to say. Then you get this negative. You start multiplying with everything in the bracket there. So you are going to say 3 times the negative there, it is negative 3x. The negative times negative, you get a positive. So plus 8y. So once you reach here, then you are going to group the like terms. So you need to group the like terms. So you say this is 4x. 4x will go with this. So it will be minus 3x. Then you say plus 8y plus another 8y there, 8y. We group the like terms together. So after grouping the like terms together, then we simplify. What is 4x minus 3x? This is the same as 4 minus 3, which is 1. So we can't say 1x, but we just say x like this, then plus. What is 8 plus 8? 16. So just say 16y. So this is your what? This is your answer. That's how you need to work out that one. So it is just as simple as that. So after you do that, then you put your answer here. That is your answer. Then we move to the other question. Let us move to this question. We move to question 2. Hope you are able to see how question 2 is. So question 2, you are told to evaluate. What are you given? You are given 27 like this. Then it is saying 2 to the raised to the power 2 over what? 2 over 3. This is what you are given. Then you are told to evaluate. How can you evaluate this? So this is the same as what? This one here, it is the square. Then this means it is the what? The cube. Have you seen? So which means it is, you are going to do this like this. Then you say 27 there. So this thing here, which is down, the number there, comes here. Then you put these in brackets. Then a power 2 there comes like that. So this is also another interpretation. you can interpret this in you can interpret this in this way. This is just one and the same thing. So this one means that which number can you multiply 3 times by itself, you get 27. So which number can you multiply 3 times by itself and you get 27? So the number there, it is what? 3. It is only 3 that you can multiply 3 times by itself. So when you multiply 3 times 3 times 3, you discover that you are going to get what? 27. So which means that the value there, it is what? It is 3. So it is just the same as what? 3 to the power 2. The 2 that is there will maintain. Then you just say finally your answer is what? 2 to the power 3 means 2 times 3 times 3. So 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 does not mean 3 times 2. No. Get this. This is very wrong. So these are the mistakes that we need to be avoiding in an exam. So that one should just be 3 to the power 2 means 3 times 3. That is what you are supposed to do, not like that. So this is your answer. We move to question 3. So question 3, this is our question 3. This is the question 3 that we are given. So all the answers, when you find this answer 9 in an exam, you also write it there. So all the calculations are supposed to be shown when you're answering this paper. So it is saying a straight line passing through A 3,2 and B 5, y as gradient -2. Find the value of y. So we want to find the value of y. How can we find the value of y? So the way in which we are going to find the value of y, we are given what? The key thing here which we are given is the gradient. This is what we are given. So we are given the gradient. So what is the formula for gradient? You know that the formula for gradient is gradient m is equal to, we denote gradient as m like this. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the formula for gradient. This is the formula we use for gradient. Then what coordinates are you given? You are given coordinate A, which is 3, 2. You are given B, which is what? 5, y. This is what you are given. So you say this is your x1, this is your y1. This is your x2, this is your y2. This is what you are going to do. So after you do this, then you are given the what? Don't forget, you're also given the gradient, which is -2. So this is the data which you are given. So we are going to use this same data to replace in here. So what is your gradient? -2. So you put your -2 there. You say this is equal to, what is y2? You check y2 is what? Y there. So you say y minus, what is your y1? Where is the y1? Here, which is 2. So you put a 2 there. Then you say over. What is your x2? You check x2 is 5. So you say 5 minus, what is your x1? X1, it is 3. You do this 3. So which means that the answer here, which we are going to get, will be what? -2 is equal to y minus 2 over, here you are going to find your answers as what? 2. 5 minus 3, it is 2. You put a 1 there so that you've got both fractions here. Then you do what? Cross multiply. So what is 2 times -2? You're going to get -4, which is equal to y minus 2. This is what you are going to form. So after you do this, then you group like terms. So you're going to have -4. Then this 2, since it is post negative, so when it comes this side, it will be what? Positive. So plus 2, which is equal to y. Then when you evaluate here, what are you going to get when you evaluate here? What is -4 plus 2? So I told you that different signs, you need to do what? Subtract, then maintain the sign of a bigger number. So this is the same as y is equal to, have you seen y is equal to? y is equal to what? Different signs you subtract. So 4 minus 2, it is 2. Then maintain the sign of a bigger number. 4 is having a negative. So the answer is what? Negative 2. So your answer there is what? Your answer there is negative 2. Negative 2 is your what? Negative 2 is your answer. You answer this. This is how you need to work out that. Hope you are able to see, hope you are able to understand the concept here. So we move to the other question. We move to the question 4. So we move to question 4. So question 4 is right there. This is our question 4. So this question 4, what are we told? What are we told? We are told to factorize completely. So you are told to factorize completely. So how is the expression there? How is the expression? The expression is what? This is the expression you are given here. 5x squared minus what? Minus 5 here. You are told to factorize. So how do you factorize this? You first deal with the numbers. Which number can go into 5x squared and 5? It is the same 5. So you say 5 can go there. Say 5 open bracket. 5 into 5x squared. 5 cancelled. You're going to have x squared. Minus. This is what you're going to do. Then you say 5 into 5, it is 1. So you're going to put a 1 there. Then you do this. So this is just the same as the expression here, which is in the brackets there. This is called difference of two squares. So you can further factorize this. So this is the same as x squared minus 1. What is the square root of 1? So you say x squared minus, what is the square root of 1? It is 1 squared. So the square root is just 1. Such that if you multiply 1 times 1, you get a 1. So you've seen we've got a 2 there and a 2 there. So you get 1. X minus 1. You do this. You also get x plus 1. This is how you factorize that. If you add something like, let's say you add something like x squared minus 4. Have you seen? So you say x squared minus, what is the square root of 4? It is 2. So 2 squared. So this is the same as x minus 2. Then you say x plus 2. So just want to show you how you can work out the other expression when you are given to factorize. So in this case, we are given this. We factorize the expression there. This is the procedure that we did. Which means that what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say 5. Then I'm going to use these brackets. Then inside there, that's when I'll put this. I'll say x minus 1. I'll say x plus 1. I cross, then I do this. So this is my what? This is my answer. I've done what? I've factorized completely. So this is how you need to work out this one. I move to the other question. These are sets. So those that are under my online tuitions, I believe we've covered this. You are able to understand this. You are able to get this part. So the question is saying, use set notation to describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram. So we use what? We use the set notation to describe the shaded region. So how can you describe the shaded region? What you are going to do is this is what you are going to do. So they have shaded this part. So they don't want what is what in C. So you can just say that C complement, then intersection what? Intersection A union B. Then you are done. This is how you need to do this one. So you are told that they just want what is in A and B, but not in what? Not in C. So you can write it like this. Or some people will say, so this is just one and the same. Or some people will prefer writing this as A union B. They do this, then intersection C complement. So these two are just the same. They are just one and the same thing. So this is just one and the same thing. This is what you need to get. So we are done with question 5. We move to the other question. So hope you are able to understand. Once you understand this, there is no any other question that you can fail to answer in an exam, because these are just same questions that you are going to find. So we move to the other question. We move to question number 6. This is question number 6. So how is question number 6? It is saying, given that C is equal to that, then we are given what? What are we given? We are given D is equal to that. When we are told to express CD as a single matrix, so we are told to express CD as a single matrix. So how can you express CD as a single matrix? So your C is here. This is your C. 5, 2, -1, 1. This is the C. Then the D is here. 1, then -2. This is what you are given. So you express as a single matrix. So you start multiplying row by column. This is what we get to multiply, row by column. So the first thing you need to do, you get the order of this matrix. What is the order of this matrix? This is a what? This is a 2 by 2. How many rows are here? 1, 2. How many columns are here? 1, 2. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. You move to this other one. This is a what? How many rows are here? 1, 2. So 2 by how many columns? Just one column like this. So if these two are the same, if these the same way I've done, if these two are the same, which means you can work out these two matrices. But if they are different, which means you just say no solutions. But in this case, they are the same. So we are going to express that as a single matrix. So row by column, row by column. So you get this what? You get this row multiplied by that. And the other thing here, you can now predict the answer. This 2 here comes here, you say times the one that remained there, like this. So finally, you are able to tell that your answer will be what? A 2 by 1. And the 2 by 1 looks like something like that. So this is just to give you the answer that you are going to form. So anything that is not a 2 by 1, which means it is not our answer. So I'm going to get this what? This row multiplied by that column. So what I'm going to do is that 5 times 1, it is what? It is 5. Then I say plus. What is this one times that one? So -1 times -2, it is what? It is 2. This is what you need to do. Then you move to the other part. You go down here. If there was another column here, we would have written it here. But we go down, so even here we are going to write down here. So this number multiplied by that. This one, the first one with the first one, the second one with the second one. This is how we multiply. 2 times 1, it is 2. So I'll say 2, then I say plus. Plus, what is 1 times -2? I say -2. Then I put this in brackets like this. Have you seen? Then finally, what is my answer? What answer am I going to form? So the answer that I'm going to form will be, what is 5 plus 2? It will be a 7. Then what is 2 plus -2? This means that this positive times a negative, we are going to have a negative. So it's 2 minus 2, which is what? 0. You are just getting a 0 there. So here we've got what? A 0, like this. Then this is what? This is your answer. As you can see, this is a what? This is a 2 by 1. The same one that we predicted here. So this is how you need to work out this. Hope you are able to understand. And the key thing is getting the concept. You just need to get the concept. We move to this question. This is the question which we are having. So it is saying the first 3 terms in an arithmetic progression So this is the arithmetic progression. So arithmetic progression like this. This is the way it is. 5, 7, 9. This is what you are given. This is what you are given. Then the first question is saying, so in paper 1, this is where we find arithmetic. Then paper 2, we find what? In paper 2, you are going to find geometric progression. So in here, what you are going to do is this is what you are going to do. So the first question is find the what? Find the common difference. How do we find the common difference? So it is a D. So part A, so D is equal to, so we say second term minus first term. This is how we find the what? The common difference. You just say second term minus first term. So this is your first term, this is your second term, this is your third term. So what we are going to do is this is what we are going to do. So what we are going to do is this. I'm going to say D is equal to, or common difference is equal to. So my common difference is equal to what? I say what is T2? Term number 2, 7, minus first term 5. So finally the answer there, it is what? It is a 2. So even if you use T3 minus T2, you still get the same answer, but you can't say T3 minus T1. No, you say T2 minus T1, or you can say T3 minus T2 like this. You can still use this same formula. You still get a 2 there as your answer. So the common difference, it is what? It is a 2. So then what are we told there on the B part? On the B part, we are told to find the sum of the first 12 terms. So they want you to find the sum of the first 12 terms. So how can you find the sum of the first 12 terms? You need to know the formula. So the formula for sum is this one, where you are going to say n over 2. This is what we do. Then we do this. Then this is 2a plus, like this, you say n minus 1 cross d. So this is the formula that we get to use. So make sure you know this formula, you understand it. So this is the formula for the what? Sum of the nth term. So each time you're taught to find the sum of the nth term, this is the formula that you need to be using. So these are the formulas that you need to know. These are the formulas that you need to understand. So just to get a simple data here, you say n is what? N is the number of terms you are taught to find, which is 12. What is your A? Your A is your first term. So in that case, what is our first term? Is 5. Then you find D. What is your D? Common difference, it is 2. So this is our data which we are going to replace in this question. So we are going to use this data to replace in there. So sum n there, I put 12, which is equal to, so there I'm going to say 12 over 2. Then I do this. Then 2 times first term, which is 5. I'm going to do that. Then I say plus n 12 minus 1, like this. Then d, it is 2. Then I do that. So these are the procedures I'm going to follow. Like sum of the first 12 terms is equal to, there I'm going to get a 6. Have you seen? Then I do this. So what is the answer there? If I multiply, what answer am I going to get here? I'm going to get a 10. So I say plus. What answer are we getting there? What answer are we getting there? It is 11. Have you seen? That is what? 11. So 11 times a 2 that is outside, you get 22. So we're going to get 22. Like this. Then you just proceed now. You say sum of the first 12 terms is equal to 6. Then there, when you add, you get 32. You're going to get a 32. Then finally, what is your answer? So when you multiply 32 times 6, what are you getting there? 2 of 2 remainder 1. There it is 18. 3 times 6 times 3, 18 plus 1, 19. So 192. So the answer there is what? 192. This is the answer you are going to get when you add the first 12 terms. This is what it means when they say the sum of the nth term. When you add the first 12 terms, this is what you are going to get. So this is your answer. This is how we get to answer that question. So let us move to the other question now. We move to the other part. So this is our question. This is the question that we are having here. So how is this question? The question is saying, in a game, this is a game that we are talking about. Hope you are able to see this question clearly. So it is saying, this is the way the question is. In a game, the probability of a player losing is 0.3. What is the probability of a player winning the game? So those that have been with me, you can tell that I told you that the probability of events happening, it is 1. So when 2 events are happening, their probability is 1. But if an event is not happening, which means that the probability is 0. So when the event is not happening, the probability is what? Is 0. So in this case, we know that the probability, this is the first part. This is the first part. So this is our first part. So the probability of winning plus the probability of what? Losing. So these things are taking place. The probability of winning and losing should be equal to what? Equal to 1. This is what you need to get. Should be equal to what? This one should be equal to 1. So what you are going to do is that you now have the probability of what? You want to find the probability of winning. So I'm just going to put x there. Plus, what is the probability of losing? 0.3 you are given in the question. 0.3, which is equal to 1. You group right terms. Say x is equal to 1 minus 0.3, like that. So x is now equal to what? When you say 1 minus 0.3, you know that 0.3, you say 0.4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until you reach a 1. So here you are going to get a 0.7. Have you seen? This is your answer. Maybe you are saying you won't have a calculator. How can you find this answer? You just say this is 1 minus what? 0.3. So we are minus. Then you put a 0 there also. So a 1 here, you put 1 there. Then this one becomes 0. So 10 minus 3, this is 7. 0 minus 0, it is 0. That's how we came up with this answer. So this is how you need to go about that one. Then we move to B. We go to question B. We want to go to question B. So the coordinates of B and C are these, this one and that one, respectively. If M is the midpoint of BC, have you seen? If M is the midpoint of BC, so M is the midpoint. M is the what? Midpoint. Get this. M is the what? Midpoint. What is the position vector of M? So what you are told is that you find the what? You find the midpoint of this. So find the midpoint. How do we find the midpoint? How can you find the midpoint? So what you are going to do is that you know the formula for the midpoint. You get the coordinates which are given. So what are the coordinates? 2 and 5. 2, 5. This is for B. Then what is given for C? They are saying B and C, this one and that one respectively, which means that the first one which is given is for B. Then the second one is for C. This one and that one. So on the C, what are we having. So on the C, we've got 4, comma negative 3. That is what we are having. That's what we are given. This is what we are given. So how can we go about that? How can we go about that? You say, you find the midpoint. The formula for the midpoint is this one. This is the formula for the midpoint. You say x1 plus x2 over what? Over 2. Then you say over, comma, you say comma, y1 plus y2 over 2 also. So this is the formula for the what? Midpoint. So when you're taught to find the midpoints, those are the formula. This is the formula that you need to know. Where you are going to say, now the midpoint, which is M, they are told that M is the midpoint of BC. So the M here, which is the midpoint, is equal to, so you say this is x1, this is y1. This is your x2, this is your y2. Then you just substitute in the formula. Where you are going to say x1, it is 2. So you say 2 plus, what is your x2? 4. Then you say over 2, like this. Comma, you do this. This is what you are going to do. You say comma. What is your y1? 5. Then you say plus. What is your y2? Negative 3. So negative 3. Do this. Then over what? Over 2. Then you put the brackets like that. Which means that the midpoint there is equal to what? So the midpoint is equal to what? So what is 4 plus 2? 6. 6 divided by a 2 here. You're going to get a 3. Have you seen? Then you do this. So what you're going to do now, here, you go there. You say, what is, have you seen? Here we've got a positive. There we've got a negative. So this is the same as 5 minus 3, which is 2. 2 divided by 2, it is 1. So we've got a 1 that side. This is what you need to follow. So this is the what? The midpoint. But in the question, you were told, what were you told? So what you need to do is to understand the concept. The key thing here is understanding the concept. So you need to understand the concept or the language which they are using in the question. You understand the concept and the language they are using. Where you are going to say that MP now is equal to the midpoint is equal to what? So the midpoint is equal to what? As a what? The question is saying as a position vector of M. So as a position vector, so what you're going to do, you're going to write like this, 3 and the 1 there. So this is the position vector. This is your answer. Have you seen? This is how you need to work out that one. So the same way I'm answering this is the same way you are supposed to answer your working. So all the answers should be said. So here you can just say M. You can remove this since they said M. So you're going to say M is equal to that. So this is your answer. M is equal to this. This is how you need to work out that. Let us move to question 9. We move to question 9. 9 is saying these are under sets. So this question is falling under sets. So how is the question saying? Given that E, the universal set, this is the universal set. So the universal set is equal to this. This is what you are given. So this is your A, this is your B. Have you seen? Then you are taught to find what? What are you taught to find? You are taught to find A union B complement. So elements which are in A and B, then you exclude them. So A union B. A union B. What is your A union B? You combine everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you seen? So you combine everything. 1, 2, 3, like this. 4, 5, then a 6. This is A union B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is A union what? B. So they don't want these sets now. They don't want this set. So when you say A union B now, then they include a complement. It is equal to what? Then this is what you are going to do. So elements which are in the universal set but not here. So what are the elements? 7 and what? 8. Just those two. It's just what? 7 and 8. So when you remove this from there, what are you going to remain with? 7 and 8. This is what you are going to remain with. So that's your answer. We move to this other question. So we move to this question that is here. So it is saying the scale of a map is 1 to what? 20,000. So 1 to 20,000. This is the scale of the map, 1 to 20,000. The actual area of resident is what? This is the actual. They are saying the actual is what? 60 kilometers squared. Have you seen 60 kilometers what? Kilometers squared. Then they are saying calculate the area of residential plot on the map in what? Square centimeters. In square centimeters. So how can you go about that one? How can you handle such a question? So you need to get this. You know that here, this is the what? This is on the map. Then this is the actual. So you are given this is your what? This is our actual. Now we want to find on the map now. So actual, we get this one. We convert this one to what? So you need to convert that one to centimeters. You convert to centimeters cubed. So you know that first thing, you know that 1 meter. Have you seen 1 meter? This is what you're going to do. 1 meter, you say 1 kilometer. So 1 kilometer is equal to what? 1,000. 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Then if you square this, you also square that. Which means that 1 kilometer squared is equal to, so squaring 1,000, the zeros will repeat. So we're going to have 6 zeros. So 6 zeros, 6 zeros like this, meters squared. This is what it means. So why am I doing this? I want to convert this 60 kilometers squared to what? Centimeters squared. So that I just replace on this scale which I'm given. So here I convert to meters. Then after from meters, I convert to what? From meters, then I'm going to convert to centimeters. So this is the procedure that I'm going to follow. So I'm going to say 1 kilometer here. This, then I was given what? I was given 60 kilometers. So 60 kilometers squared is equal to what here? Is equal to x. Have you seen? So these cancel out. X times 1. So x is equal to, I multiply 60 here times that one. So it is going to be what? 60, then 6 zeros like this. This is the conversion to what? To meters. So I've converted now to meters. So from meters now, I convert these to what? To centimeters now. So I convert this one to what? To centimeters. So I convert to centimeters. So how can I convert this to centimeters? I follow now. I am going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I know that 1 meter is equal to what? 100 centimeters. So if I square this, I also square that. Meaning that 1 meter squared is equivalent to what? These, there will be 4. So 4 zeros like this. Centimeters squared. This is what I'm going to do. Then I'm given what? I'm given that one. I'm given 60 million. So now what about 60 million? So I'll say 60 million. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like 60 million meters squared is equal to what in centimeters? You put x there. So here these two are going to be cancelled. X times 1, it is x now is equal to. So now as you can see, we've got how many zeros here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to say 60 there. Then I put all the zeros because I'm multiplying this times that. So all the zeros in total, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here there are 7, here 4. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus here the one that is here. So I put 10 what? So 9 now. So 1 like this. This is what I'm going to do. Have you seen like this? So this is in what? Centimeters squared. So I've converted. So how many zeros here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 zeros. So everything is the same here. So this number here, have you seen this number here? It is just the same as what now? It is just the same as 60 kilometer squared. They're just the same. So these in centimeters we've got that. In kilometers we've got that. So these are just the same. So now I'm given what? What am I given? I'm given this scale. So I also square this scale. I also square this scale because everything is given in what? In like they are saying area is square, so I put a square. So this is 1, 2. So here this one here, the 2 will become a 4. Then the zeros will multiply. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8. They are going to be what? 8. So I'll say, since they are going to be 8 like this, so I'll say like this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this. So the scale will now become like this. So I know that this is my what? This is on the map. This is the actual. So if on the map we've got 1, in the actual we are going to have this. So this scale is also squared. So the question I'm told to find the what? To find the area of residence plot on the map. So on the map it is here. On the map it is here. Have you seen? So I'm going to put X there. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to put X. To what? Then the actual. What is the actual? What is the actual? The actual, it is this one which is given here. So I'm going to write this thing here. There. So this is having how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 zeros. So I'm going to write it there. So 11 zeros. 2, 3, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like that. Then I find this value. So X times that one. What answer am I getting? So X times that one. So I'm going to have what? 4 what? Like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like this. Then I put X here. Which is equal to. So it is equal to what? So it is equal to that one. This one here. So I'm going to, it is equal to that one. Like this. Having those zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hope you are able to follow. So there are many zeros here. Make sure you understand clearly where maybe I've missed out 1 0 here. So then you say over what? This one here. So over that one. So you divide now. You do what? You divide. So even here you divide. You say this one you divide. So okay, this is what you are going to do. So this is what you're going to do. So this will cancel out. You're going to have X is equal to. So X will be equal to what? Your X will be equal to what? So these zeros, these gone. So this part, that part gone. So have you seen the way I've cancelled? So these 2 here will be cancelled plus these 2 there. So I'm going to have what? 6,000. 1, 2, 3 are the zeros I'm going to remain with. Over what? Over 4. This is what I'm going to do. Have you seen? This is what you are going to do. So which means that X now will be equal to what? Your X will be equal to what? Your X will be equal to what? So this one into that one. You see 2 into 6. 4 into 6. It is 1. 1. Remainder what? Remainder 2. You've got a 20 there. 4 into 20. It is 5. It is 5. Then you put those 2 zeros. 0, 0. So the answer there is just x now is equal to what? Your x is what? 1500. So centimeters what? Squared. Because it is in what? Squared. This is not to say this is the answer for A like I've written it here. No. The answer for A, we already know it. That is the answer. This is the B part. So this is how you need to work out this one. So here if I made a mistake to divide, so this into that, it is 1. Remainder 2. Then 4 into 20, it is 5. Like this, then these zeros will maintain these zeros there. So here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros. So here when we remove 8 zeros, what, how many zeros are 3 zeros? Okay, everything is correct. So this is how you need to work out this one. So all these are the calculations you need to do. So let us move to the other question. Move to the next question. We go to the other question. This is the other question which we are given. This is the question we are given. So how is the question? The question is saying, this is the question here. So this is how this question is. So I'm going to do this. The question is saying the difference in longitude between town A and town B is 105. This is the difference. This is the what? The difference. B is west of A. Have you seen? So B is west. West is this side. Have you seen west? So west is this side. So we've got a compass like this. This is north, south, west, then east. This is what you are given. So now they are saying that, what are they saying? They are saying town A and town B, the difference is 105. B is west of A. So B is this west side. Have you seen like that? They are saying a family at A was watching a football match at 16 hours. So the people this side were watching the match at 16 hours. So 16 hours. At what time did the family at B watch the same match? So you are told that B is west of A. So first thing, you get the difference which you are given. So you are given the difference is what? 105 degrees. You know that this is what you know. You know that 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. Have you seen? Then 15 degrees is equal to 1 hour. This is what you know. So here you just divide by 15. What are you going to get whenever you divide by 15? What answer are we going to get when we divide by 15? So there, when you divide by 15, the answer that you are going to get, once you find that answer, then you know that you just say minus, because time increases as you are going to the east side. So here it is what? 7. So the difference, it is what? 7 hours. So if this is west of A, so which means it is behind A. So you just subtract there. So this is what you are going to do. Just subtract. You say 16 hours. Say 16 hours minus 7 hours. So you are going to say 7 hours. This is what you are going to do. So when you say minus, what are you getting there? 16 minus 7. What are you getting? 9 hours. So it is what? 9 hours. 9 hours. So this is your what? This is your answer. That is the answer that you are going to get. So the people at family B will be watching the same match at 09 hours. This is what you are going to get. Then we move to that other question. It's saying the distance between P and Q is that one. So the distance between P and Q. So distance PQ is equal to what? 3,600 nautical miles. If an aeroplane flies from P to Q at 600 knots, how long will it take? So 600 knots, this is your speed. This is the speed. So you know that speed is given by this formula. Distance over what? Time. So what are we taught in the question? In the question here, we are told that how long will it take? How long? So it is the time there. They're talking about time. Speed you have, it is what? 600, which is equal to. Distance you have, what is your distance? 3600. Then you say over t. Over 1, then you cross multiply. Here we are going to have what? 600t is equal to 3600 over 600 over 600. So this cancelled. You are going to form t will be equal to what? So your t will be equal to what? So when you say 3600, then you divide by what? 600. What are you going to get? So this one can go into that 6 times. So this is 6 what? 6 hours. Say 6 hours. So it is what? 6 hours. So this is your answer. This is how you need to work out that. That's how you need to answer this week. We move to the other question. This is the other question. This is question what? Question 11. So this is question 11. So question 11 is as simple as you see it. This is simple. These are simple questions. So how can you work out this? How can you work out this? So the transpose of matrix P is this. Write down the matrix P. So they're telling you that the transpose is this. So, and for you, the way it is that you just also find the transpose of that one. Because if you've got this is the transpose. So for us to find the original matrix, we bring it the way it is. So how can we bring it? We also find the transpose of what we are given. So just say P will be equal to what? Just find the transpose of this one. So just the opposite. They are just telling you, if you are given a matrix, you are told to find the transpose. You change rows to columns. If you find that transpose, you are told to find the original matrix. You also change the rows to what? To columns. This is what I'm going to do. So this whole thing here will become 1, 3, 4. Have you seen this one? This one will be like this also. 2, 5, 1. This one here will also be 3, 0, 1. This is how it is going to be. So this is what? This is your answer. This is matrix P. Then I move to this other one. This question I'm told to solve the equation. I'm told to solve the equation 2x minus 1 is equal to what? 16 then negative 2x. This is what I'm given. So now, how can I solve this equation? How can I solve this equation? This is very simple. What I'm going to do is this is what I'm going to follow. So I put this in base 2 so that this can equate. So 2, then 2x minus 1 is equal to. So putting 16 to base 2, how many times can I multiply 2 to have 16? So I start 2 times 2, 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 2 to the power 4. Then I do this. Then I put it. I'm given negative 2x like that. So which means that 2 there, then 2x minus 1 is equal to, I'll put a 2 there, then I multiply 4 times negative 2. I'm going to get negative 8x. Have you seen? So you multiply this times that. This is what you are going to get. So now, when you reach here, these two are going to equate. They are going to do what? They are going to equate. What you are going to have is what? 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 8x. So the term that we like using is that they are going to cancel out. But the term that we use is that they are going to equate. So, or we are used saying they are going to cancel out so that we get the powers. This is what I've just done. This is an equation. You just group this. So this is, it is 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 8x. This is the way it is. So when we group like terms, this one comes inside. We are going to have 2x plus 8y, which is equal to, the 1 goes that side, 1. So we're going to have 10x is equal to 1. You divide both sides by 10, you also divide there both sides by 10. So this cancelled. X is equal to 1 over what? 1 over 10. So that is your answer. This is how you need to work out that. These are the procedures that you need to follow. We move to the other question. So we go to this question. This is question what? This is the question that we are told. So this is what question is this? Question number 12. So this is question number 12. How can you work out this? So what are you told? 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 So the diagram below, this is how the question is. This is how this question is. It is saying that the diagram below shows a sector A or B. This is a what? This is a sector which we are given. This is the sector we are given. Then center with center O and radius 7, like that. Then the area of this sector is this. This is the area of the sector. So what is the formula first for the area of a sector? You need to know here we are told to calculate what the question is saying. Calculate A or B. So A or B, they are just telling you to calculate the angle there. So what are you given? Mathematics is all about understanding the question. So I'm told to find what? The area. The question is saying the area of the sector. So the formula now for the area of the sector. How is the formula for the area of the sector? A is equal to what? Theta over 360 times pi r squared. This is the formula that we use when we are taught to find the area of a sector. This is the formula that we are going to use. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm given this. This is what I'm given. So the way it is, it can confuse me. It is like this: 25, then 2 over what? Over 3. It can a bit confuse me. So what I'm going to do for me to work out this one is that I'm going to express this in a fraction which I understand. So I'm going to say 3 times 25. This is 75. 75 plus 2, 77. Over what? Over 3. So these are just the same. They're just one and the same. So I'm going to get this one. 77 over what? Over 3. Which is equal to, what is your theta? This is what you are taught to find. Over what? 360 times what is your pi? You are told using that pi. What is your pi? 22 over what? 7. Then what is your radius? Your radius is what? Your radius is 7. So 7 squared. So we are going to say times 7 times what? Times 7. This is what you are going to do. So with this now, you are going to say this and that will be cancelled. You start working out things now. So this cancelled. You say you say 2 there. What is 2 there? It is 180. Have you seen? What is 2 there? It is 11. This is what you'll be given. It is what? 11. So the numbers which have remained, it is 77 over 3 is equal to. So here we are having what? What are we having on top there? We are having 11 times 7 there, like that. Then I put the theta here outside. So 11. Then down here, what am I having? I'm having 180. This is what I've remained with. Doing what? Multiplying. I work out things here. This is what I'm going to follow. So what I'm going to do now is that, okay, which number can go in this? Which number can go into that? So which number can go into 77 and 180? 77 and what? 180. You work out that. So you say, okay, the way I'm going to work out this is very simple. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to cross multiply. So which means that here I'm going to have 77 times 180. So the way I'm going to do this is how you need to be doing it. You need to develop a certain strategy of answering this. Then you're going to have a 3 there. Then you say 11 times 7. Then the theta outside there. So here, what are we taught? I say over. Over what? 3, then 11 times 7 like this. Even here, over. Over what? Over 3, then I say 11 times 7 like this. So these are going to be cancelled. I'm going to have theta which will be equal to what? So my theta will be equal to what? You start working out numbers here. So you know that 3 there, it is 1. 3 in there, it is what? Schist. So I'm going to have a schist there. I'm going to have a what? A schist. This is what I'm going to have. Then I say, what is, when you say 11 times 7? 11 times 7, it is what? 77. 77 into 77, these two are going to be cancelled. Hope you've gotten the concept here. 77, 11 times 7, you get 77. So 77 cancelled. You're going to have a schist there. The 3 has gone. So the theta there, it is what? Schist. This is your what? This is your answer. Have you seen? Here, we're going to have 77 over. Even down there, we're going to have 77. Then times the schist there. So this cancelled. You remain with a what? A 60 degrees there. So these are the methods that you need to be using. These are the methods that you need to understand. So let's make sure we understand this. We get the necessary concept. I move to B. So I move to part B. I move to part B. So this is my part B. This is how I need to work out this. This is my part B. So my part B, how is my part B? So it is saying Guiz invested 4,500 in a business firm. The condition was that if she left her shares in the firm for 12 months, a profit of 5% will be added to her shares. How much will she get at the end of 12 months? So how much is this person going to get? So what you need to do is that you get this, the percentage there, a profit. Then you divide those by what? By 100. This is what you're going to do. So you're going to say 5%. You divide by what? 100. 100% there. Then here, she invested how much? She invested that money. So you multiply by that money, which is 4,500. So what are you going? Percentage, these are going to be cancelled. Have you seen? So this one, 100 zeros cancelled, even there zeros cancelled. So what we are going to have is 145. 145 times 5. 145 times 5. What? This is 5, remainder 2. This is 20, 22, 2, remainder 2. This is then 725. Have you seen? So you are going to have 7 what? 725. So this is the 20% of this amount. So with this now, what we are given now, since we found the 5% of that amount, so then I just add this amount plus that one. So I'm going to say 4,500. So 4,500, I add what? 725. What answer am I going to get here? So this one, 5 plus 2, 12. So 2 remainder 1. This is 14, then 15 like this. Then I put the zeros, same zeros that are in the question. So this is how I need to answer this one. This is how you need to. The first thing, here you are dealing with money. You are told to calculate the interest is what? The interest will be 5%. So what is 5% of that? 5% of that amount is this one here. You calculated. So after you calculate that, then you say this one you add it plus the one that she invested. So this is the money that this person will get after by the end of 12 months. This is how you need to answer this question. We move to the other question. So let us move to the other question. This is the question now, which is here. This question is under circle theorem. So this is under circle theorem. This question is falling under circle theorem. So how can you work out this? How can you work out this question? So it is saying the diagram below shows a circle with a tangent. This is a tangent. A tangent is any line touching a circle with this tangent. RWS, RWS, that's what we are given. The points V, W, X, and Y are on the circle. This is the circle there. Then what is the question? Hope you are able to get these things. You are able to understand them clearly. Hope you are able to understand them clearly. So now, you are told to find the WRWX. You go on your diagram. You are told to find what? What are you told to find? You are told to find the R. Where is R? Here. RWX. This is what you are told to find. Have you seen RWX? This is what you are told to find. RWX here. This part here. They just want you to find that part there. So what you need to understand, this part here is equal to that part here. So once this part is given, then this part is the same. So these two are just the same. This is what you need to get and understand. So these two are just the same. This one here and that one, they are just the same. So once you know, here you are told that that is 44. So even here the answer will be what? 44. No need of solving. 44 degrees. Then I move to here. So that one, you know that we've got a 44 there. So these are circle theorem. Those under my online tuitions, don't worry about this. I'm going to teach you how to work out this, how to understand all the properties. Then this is equal to, then XVW. So what are you given? XVW. What is your X? X is here, V it is there, then W. We are given to find that one there. Have you seen? We are given to find that one that is there. So these now, these are properties that we are using. As long as they are lying on the same chord, this angle 44 is formed here, comes there. Even this one here, this, then it goes there. So these are the terms that you need to get and understand. So this is now equal to, so if here it is 44, even there you've got what? A 44, because they are lying on the same chord. These are on the same chord here and that one. So all the angles formed here, all the angles will be 44. So even if we draw another one here, goes that side, the angle that will be formed here will be 44 because they are lying on the same chord. So even that one is 44 degrees. Then you proceed to the other one. So after you do this, then you are told to find the YXW. YXW. You are told to find this one here. Have you seen? You are told to find that one. So how can you find this one that is here? How can you work out that one now? Using the information which are given, you know that, okay, once you've got that one, once you find that one, then everything will be easy because you know that angles inside the triangle adds up to what? Adds up to 180. So you can find the one that is there. So you know that this is a straight line. All the angles there should give you what? Should give you 180. So when you add 44 there, when you say 44 plus the x here which you want, plus the 54 that is there, plus the 39 that is there. So when you add all this, what are you getting? So Add those. Let's add those together. So let's add, say, 44. This is what you are going to do. 44 plus what? 54. What are you getting? Plus so there plus 39. What are we going to get there? What are we going to get? We are going to get about 137, if I'm not mistaken. So confirm this. When you add all these, 44 plus 54 plus 39, this is the answer you're getting. So plus, there is also x there. So plus x, this will maintain. So this whole thing here should be equal to 180. So you say x now plus 137 is equal to what? 180. Have you seen is equal to what? 180. To get this answer, you get to 180. Which means that x is equal to 180 minus 137. What answer are you going to get there? So when you subtract there, what answer are you going to get? You're going to get what? 43. This is what you are going to get, 43. So which means that there you've got what? 43. You're going to get a what? A 43. So what you need to do here, you say 44 plus that one there. You say, you know that, okay, this one and that one. You add these, then subtract from 180. This is what you're going to do. You add these two, then subtract from 180. So you say 44 plus 43. So when you add those two, you're going to get about 87. So you just say 180 minus. So when you add these two, you're going to get 87. So 180 minus 87, what are you going to get? You're going to get 93. So this is your answer. These are the answers. So we've got this one, we've got that one. These are the answers that you need to get. These are the answers that you need to find. We move to the other question. Let us go to the other question. So we move to this question. So we move to this question. This is the question that we want to answer. So it is saying, this is the first question. The first question, what is the first question saying? The first question is saying, the ratio of the heights of two containers that are geometrically similar is 2 to 3. If the surface area of the small container is this one, have you seen? It is this one. Find the surface area of the larger one. So we are given the heights of these two containers are this. So what you need to do, because of space, I'm going to write that one here. We are given 2 to what? 2 to 3. So these are what? These are the heights. So we just need to square those so that we find the area. Square. So it is 4 to what? 4 to 9. When you square, this is what you are going to have. You are going to have 4 to what? 4 to 9. That is what you are going to have. So since this is a 4, 4 to what? 4 to 9. You are going to have 4 to what? 4 to 9. Then this is for the smaller one, the larger one. So they want you to find the one for the what? Smaller one, which is the total, if the surface area of the smaller container is this one here. It is that. Then they want you to find the larger one. So if here you say 80, then the smaller one you put x. I mean, this is the smaller one, the larger one you put x. Then here now this times that is 4x is equal to. So you say you are multiplying 80 times what? 9. This is what you are doing. So you say over 4, you also divide by 4 this side. So this cancelled. You remain with x is equal to. Have you seen x is equal to? So what is 4 into 8? So this is 20. Have you seen? You just say this is 20. 20 times 9. So 20 times 9, what answer are you getting? So 18. Here times 2, 18 plus a 0, 180. So it is what? 180 centimeters squared. This is how you need to work out that one. you square. After you square, this is smaller, larger. You are given smaller, you are told to find larger. Cross multiply. So here, have you seen the way I did here? I did this so that I work out these clearly. Because the numbers would have been very big for me to work them out. So this is what I need to do. This is what I need to follow. So I've worked out that one. That is my answer for that question 14a. Then I move to B. This is under transformation. So in the diagram below, ABC is mapped onto what? Onto this. Have you seen? It is mapped onto this. Then the question is by a combined transformation. By a combined transformation. So under paper 1, transformation, this is compulsory, but in paper 2, it is optional. You choose if you want to answer it or if you don't want to answer it. You just choose on your own. So here, the question is saying, name the two transformations that map triangle ABC and two triangle STU. So two transformations that will map this one to that one. So this one is very simple. What you need to know, under paper 1, they just bring reflection, and so they just bring reflection and what? And translation. So it is just reflection and translation. So then the two transformation that maps triangle ABC and do this one. Even if you don't know how they are moving, you just say it is what? The first one was translation. So even if you don't know translation and just this and reflection. Like this. These are the two transformations. Why? So now, how did I know that this is translation and this is reflection? So what I need to do, this one was first translated. As you can see, if I translate this one to this other side, this one will form here. Have you seen? Then this other one will be here like that. Then you discover that I'm going to form with something that will be here like that. This thing will be formed here when it is translated. Have you seen? When you translate that, this is what you are going to form. Have you seen? So this is what? This is the translation. I've just translated this to that. So this is the translation. This is the triangle that has been formed here. Then this one now to that one. You know that this is now this one to that one. What is happening there? So what is happening there? It is what? It is reflection. So I've just reflected this one. So these are the two that you need to understand. It is just what? It is just translation and reflection. This is what you need to, and these are the only ones which they bring in paper 1. Translation and reflection. They'll tell you where the mirror is. Have you seen? So this is what you need to understand. So here, if you check here, here you can also say, okay, the two here, as you see, this is also what? Reflection. This is also reflection. So these are what? These you can reflection, translation. You can start with N. There is no problem. But this is what you need to get and understand. So the two are what? Translation and reflection. This is how you need to answer that. We move to the other one. We move to this question. So we move to this question. This is under variations. So this is falling under variations. How can we work out this? So under my online tuitions, this is what we are just from covering. So here we won't face any problems because we are just from covering this. So the first question we are taught to find the what? The question is, given that y varies. So given that, this is what first thing you understand the statement. Given that y varies directly as. So y varies directly, just direct like this. x squared plus 1. This is what you are given. It varies what? Directly. So it is varying directly. So since here this one will change. If it was inverse, it's 1 over this. So I told you y will be equal to, and the k will fall. Open bracket, x squared plus 1. This is what we are going to form. Hope you are able to understand this. You are able to recall the information that we have. So from here now, the other thing that we need to consider, the other thing that we also need to put in place is that this one that is here, you are taught to find, the first question you are taught to find the constant of variation, which is a k. So you go on this table which is given, where you are given two values. So where are you given two values? It is here, 2 and 20. So x is 2, y is 20. This is what you are going to do. So x is 2. So x is 2. So x is 2. So y is 20. So 20 is equal to k. Then x is 2. So 2 squared plus 1. You do this. So 20 is equal to a k there. Then this is 4. Plus 1, 5. So it is 5 there. I divide by 5. I divide by 5. 5 cancelled. So k is equal to what? 4. So the value of k is what? 4. This is how I need to answer it. So since it is 4, so the equation that I'll be using it is y is equal to 4, open bracket, x squared plus 1. This is what I'll be using now. So the other question, they are telling me equation connecting y and x. Okay, this is wonderful. So I've also answered this question, which is part B. So this was part A. So the equation connecting x and y, this is the equation where I just need to substitute. So this is the equation that is connecting these two, where you just need to substitute like the way I've done. Then I move to C. I move to C now. So move to what? I move to C. So what is the C all about? C, I'm told to find the value of A. A on the table there. So A is on what? X. So it's just same as where there is X, I put what? A. Where there is Y, I put what? 104. So Y is here. I put 104, which is equal to 4 there. Where there is X, I put A. So it is A squared plus 1. This is the mistake that we make. Some people, we always 104. Why 104? Here, 104. Put 104. So the mistake that we make is that, hope we haven't confused, why is 104 there? So I just made a mistake there. So the mistake that we make here, we forget to put the square there. You are just substituting x. So you are not supposed to forget the square there. So here, this is 104 is equal to, so here you multiply. So what is 4 times a x squared? A squared is 4a squared. What is 4 times 1? It is 4. This is what we are given. So from here now, you group like terms. You are going to group what? Like terms. So we are going to say 104 minus 4 is equal to what? 4a squared. So here we are going to have 100 is equal to 4a squared. You divide both sides by 4. You also divide both sides by 4. This cancelled. So a is equal to, a squared is equal to 25. Have you seen like this? So you group, you introduce the square root. You also introduce the square root. Then finally your a will be equal to, I told you that we get to have two answers. A is equal to 5 or a is equal to -5. So the square root of any number, there are 2. So the square root of any number, they are just 2. We've got what? Positive 1 and a negative 1. So this is under variation. You are able to work out that. We move to this one now. This is under functions. So Question 16 is under functions. We answer functions. So even functions are very simple. These are simple ones. Let us see how we are going to work them out. So how can we work them out? I say the first thing I'm taught to find f inverse of x. You see, the function, given that f of x is equals to 8x and g of x is equals to 3x minus 2 over 4. Find the inverse. I want to find the what? The inverse. How can you find the inverse? How can we find the inverse? This is what we are going to do. How can you find the inverse? You say, where this function is coming from? It is coming from here where there is f here. So you say f of x is equal to what? Is equal to 8x. Then where there is f of x, you put y. So y is equal to 8 what? 8x. Then you want to make x the subject of the formula. You divide by 8. You divide by 8. In cancelled. So x is equal to y over 8. So you've made x the subject of the formula. Now, which means that you were taught to find f inverse of x is equal to, have you seen I've put x here, showing that here where there is y, I put x. So this is x over 8. Then this is your what? This is your answer. This is how you need to work out that. So the first thing is you find the inverse of that one. So you find the what? You find the inverse. So we find the inverse of that one. After we find the inverse, then we say f of x is equal to that. Have you seen? Is equal to that one. This one is equal to f of x is equal to 8x. You are taught to find inverse. So you ask yourself, where is this function coming from? So this function is coming from that one, f having f. So you get that one like this, f of x is equal to 8x. Then I say, here where there is f of x, I put y is equal to 8x, is equal to 8x. Then I make x the subject of the formula. So I need to divide by 8, 8 cancelled. X is equal to y over 8, like this. So from here now, I just conclude, therefore, f inverse of x is equal to, now where there is y there, I put x. This is what I did. Then here the question is saying, I find an expression for fg of x. These are called composite functions. These are called composite functions, where you are taught to combine two functions. So we are taught to combine two functions. So how can we combine these two functions? We've started with what? F. So f of x is equal to what? 8x. Like this. Is equal to what? 8x. So since it is equal to 8x, which means that I'm going to say f, I put g of x, which is equal to, meaning where there is x here, this function where there is x, I'm going to put the g function. Where is g? This is g. So I'm going to put the g. So I'm going to say 8. This is x. Where there is x, I put that function, which is 3x minus 2 over 4. This is what I'm going to do. So after I do that, which means I'm going to say fg of x is equal to, there we've got, this one can go into that 1, there 2. So it is 2, open bracket, 3x minus 2, like this. Then you just conclude fg of x is equal to 6x minus 4 there. So this is the what? This is our answer. Have you seen? This is how you need to work out that one. So this is your answer. Then we are taught to find, we go at C. C, what are we told? The value of x for which the function, this function is equal to 20. This is the same one that you from solving there. So you just get this one. You are told that, so I'm going to write it here, due to space. So f of g of x is equal to what? 20. Do you have this function? Yes. Where is that function? It is here. So just say 6x minus 4 is equal to what? Is equal to 20. Then you do what? You group like terms. Say 6x is equal to 20 plus 4. So 6x is equal to 24. You divide both sides by 6, divide both sides by 6. This cancelled. So x will be equal to what? This into that, it is 4. 6 into 24, it is 4 times. So x is what? X is 4. This is how you need to answer that one. So let us now move to the other question, which is question 17. So this is under what? Functions. We move to question 17. To the other part, this is the other question that we are going to answer in 17. So this question is falling under bearings. So this one is very simple. Bearings are very simple. So how can we answer this? So in the diagram below, cyclist starts from town W and cycles on a bearing of 216 to what? To, this is what you are given, to town P. She then leaves town P and cycles on a bearing of 296 to Z. Z is west of W. So this is the information which you are given. You are given this information. So what's the first question there? It's only two questions. You find what? P, W, Z. So you find P. Where is P? P is here. W, Z. You find this one that is here. Have you seen? You just find that one. P, W, Z. How can you find that one there? So from there to there, you know. Then this one here, it is making a what? A 90 degrees angle. This is a 90 degrees angle. So what you are going to do is just say 90 plus what? 216. What are you getting? So when you add 90 plus 216, what answer are you going to get? You discover that you are going to get 306. So this 306 is from where to where? Is from here. You move from here, you move like that, you move, even you include this part here. So then, since we found this one and that one, for us to find this part that is here, what we are going to do is just say 360 minus 306. Then what answer are we going to have? What answer are we going to form there? So discover that here your answer will be what? 54 degrees. So here, this is the first answer, which is what? 54 degrees. This is how you need to work out this. This other one now, you find WPZ. WPZ. So they're saying you find WPZ. You find this whole thing here. Have you seen? You find this whole thing here. So this 296 is also including this part here. This part is also included. So if you do this, we say we do this. Have you seen? We do this. If I say I do that. So when I do that now, have you seen? This is what I'm doing. If I say I do this part like that. So I know that this part that is here, this is 54. So here, plus I'm making what? A 90 degrees angle here. This one and this one, there is a 90 degrees. Have you seen? Like this. So since I know that there is a 54 there, there is a what? A 54 there. So when I say, what if a right angle there is being formed? So finding this other side, I just need to subtract from what? From 90. So here it is what? 36. So that if I add these two, I'm going to get what? I'm going to get 90. So here, you bring this down here. This is a north there on top, then you bring this down. Here, we found this one, 54. This part here, since you are having this one, then you know that this is a right angle that is being formed here. You just say 90 minus 54, it is 36. So 36 plus 90, you get 90. So this is a 90. We found that one. Then there is something which is being formed here. So if you've got a Z like this, the angle that is there is equal to the angle that is there. This is what is being formed here. A Z. I don't know if you are able to see it. There is a Z there. So the angle that is here is equal to the angle that is there. Have you seen? You get this. So which means that what we are going to do is that here there is 36. So even here we've got what? 36. So I'm going to have a 36 here. So I've got a 36 on this part. So first thing I need to do, what am I going to do? What I'm going to do is that I'm going to say 296 minus 36. This is what I'm going to do. So that I just find this angle there. Have you seen? Just find this angle there. So I'm going to say 296 minus what? 36. What is the answer there? What answer am I going to get? 296 minus 36. What answer am I going to get? I'm going to get 2 what? 260. So this from here, I move up to there. This is what? This is 260. I've excluded that 36 that I included because this was starting from there. So now I know that, okay, from there to there, that is what? 260. So for me to find this angle that is there now, for me to find that angle that is there, I just need to say 360 minus 260. I just need to do that. So there, what is the answer? If I do that, I'm going to get 100 degrees. So that's your what? That's your answer. That's how you need to work out that one. Have you seen? That's how you need to work out that one. So we move. We go to the other question. We go to this question. This is the question that we want to answer. So it is saying the diagram below. So the diagram below shows a regular hexagonal prism. So now, what you need to do, then the question is saying, state the number of planes in the symmetry. So what is the formula? The formula, you just say it is n plus 1. Where n, so I want you to understand, where n is the what? Is the what? The number of sides that the hexagon has. N there. So we are given the hexagon. So n is the what? Number of sides. Number of sides. This is what you need to understand. N is just the number of sides. So n is what? Hexagon has got how many sides? 6. So 6 plus 1. Then the answer is what? 7. 7 planes of symmetry. Like this. This is what I want you to get. Like this. Then you are done. So this is your answer. So let's make sure we get this. We understand this formula. When you're told to find the number of symmetry, the number of planes of symmetry, you say n plus 1. N is the number of sides. Hexagon has got 6 sides. So 6 plus 1, we've got a 7. 7 planes of symmetry. This is what you need to understand. Then I move to the other part. I move to this part. A piece of timber measures what? The piece of timber measures 5.25 centimeters long. Calculate the relative error. So the relative error, I'm going to do this. The relative error is given by this formula. So just need to know the formula where we say absolute error. So absolute error over what? True measurement. This is what you're going to do. Absolute error over true measurement. True what? Measurement. So this is now equal to what is your absolute error? So your absolute error, if the number is just 1 there, absolute error is 0.5. Have you seen? If it is having 1 decimal place, so the absolute error is 0.05. If it is having 2 decimal places like in our case, so it is 0.005. This is the what? Absolute error. So that one will be what? Will be your absolute error. So we get that absolute error. So that absolute error, that is the one that we are going to get. We are going to get the same one, which is the absolute what? Absolute error. Then we do what? We say over true measurement. So what was a piece of timber measures this? This is the true measurement which we are given. So 0.005 over what? Over 5.25. That is what we are given. We are given that. That's what we are given. So then here you work out this. So to cancel these zeros, you say times what? 1, 2, 3, so 1,000. Even here times what? 1,000. So when you multiply this by that, so I'm going to write here due to space. I'm going to write here, space here. So this. So this times that, the 5 will go. Have you seen the 5 will come out? So if a number, let's say you've got 0.1. So how many decimal places are here? It is 1. So you need to multiply by what? 10. So if you multiply by 10, you get 1. So this is how we need to be doing this. This is the easiest way of answering that. If you multiply here, what are you going to get when we multiply there? What are we going to get? So what we are going to get will be what? This value. So when you multiply here, we are just going to add a 0 here. So 5250. That is the answer that we are going to do. What? That's the answer that you are going to get. So once you reach here now, you say equals, then 5 there, it is 1. 5 into that. So 5 into that, you are going to get 1050. This is your answer. This is how you need to work out this. So 5 there, it is 1. 5 into there, it is 1050. So that is how you need to work out that one. We move to question 19. So we move to question 19. So question 19A is under calculus. So this is under calculus. So it is saying integrate. What are you told to integrate? So what are you told to integrate? You are told to integrate what? 3x power 4 minus 4x, like this, and negative 3 there. There's a negative 3. So how do we integrate? The formula for integration is like this. This is equal to ax power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus what? Plus c. This is the formula we use for integration. This is the formula that we get to use whenever we want to integrate. So this is the formula you are going to use when you want to integrate. Have you seen? Like this. Which means that here now you say y is equal to now. Y is equal to what? This one will just be adding a plus 1 there. So you say 3x, then you say 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1, 5 comes there. You say minus, you've got a 4 there, x, you've got negative 3. Have you seen? So you just add plus 1 over. So negative 3 plus 1, you get negative 2. The numbers are done. Then you say plus the c. The c will follow. So this is what we get to do. So just add plus 1, then the new power comes down. So you say y is equal to, you are going to have 3 over 5, like this, 3 over 5, then x power 5. This negative and this negative, we are going to have a positive there. 2 into 4, it is 2, like this. Then x power what? Negative 3 plus 1, this is negative 2. Then plus c. I do this. So this is my what? This is my answer. 3 over 5x power 5 plus 2x power negative 2, then plus C. This is my what? This is my answer. I move to B. So this was A. I move to B. So those are equations now. This is what? This is 2x minus 1 squared is equal to what? Is equal to 25. How do I solve that? I introduce the square root. I introduce the square root so that I cancel out that. Have you seen? So if I introduce the square root here, what I'm going to get to be what? This square root and this square will cancel out. So I'm going to have 2x minus 1 is equal to. I told you that when you introduce the square root, you've got two answers. Positive and a negative. You do this 5. So either you get a negative 5 or positive 5. So this is what you're going to do. From here, you group like terms. You say 2x is equal to. So when this one goes that side, you're going to have 1. You say plus or minus 5. This is just what I've just done. So when this one goes that side, if I want, I can say plus 1 this side, so that it just look nice. This is what I'm going to do. This is plus or minus 5. This is what I'm going to do. So from here now, the other thing that I'm going to consider, I say over what? Over 2. I say over 2. So it means x is equal to 1 plus or minus 5 over 2. After this, then you say x now is equal to 1 plus 5 over 2. Or x is equal to 1 minus 5 over what? Over 2. Like this. So the two answers, the plus or minus, this means here you put plus. On the other side, you put minus. So you say x now is equal to, what is 1 plus 5? 6. 6 divided by 2, it is 3. Or x is equal to what? You say, what is 1 minus 5? Negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2, you've got negative 2. So these are your answers. X is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 2. This is how you need to work out these ones. Hope you are able to understand the concept here. Hope you are able to get this. So I move to the other question. I move to this question 20. So I move to question 20. This is question 20. This is my question 20. So how can you go about this one? How can you handle this one? How can you handle this one? So this is our question. This is our question 20. So it is saying, hope you are able to see. Find the equation of a line which is parallel to this. The equation of the line which is parallel to that. So just find the equation of the line which is parallel to that. So how can I do that? I find the equation which is parallel to that. The equation which is what? Parallel to that. So I'll just say, okay, I find the gradient of this first. I find the what? The gradient. So you need to find the gradient. You know that gradient is m like this. Then this one which is attached to x, that is the gradient, the number there. So I say y is equal to, when that one goes that side, we are going to have negative 2x, then plus 3. Have you seen? When this 2 goes that other side, we are going to have negative 2x plus 3. Which means that your gradient here is what? Negative 2. So negative 2 is your what? Is your gradient. Your gradient is negative 2. So from here now, what we are going to do next, we just write the general equation of all straight lines. Y minus y1 is equal to m, then you say x minus x1. This is the equation that we will use. Where you're going to say a coordinate you are given. What's the coordinate? Negative 2, 3. So this is x1, this is y1. You say y minus, what is your y1? What is your y1? It is 3, which is equal to, what is your gradient? Negative 2. X maintains minus, what is your x1? negative 2. Since there is a negative and a negative here, we're going to have positive 2, like this. This 3 will go to the other side. So y is equal to, what is negative 2 times x? It is negative 2x. What is negative 2 times 4? It is negative 4. I said this 3 will go this other side. So when it goes this other side, the sign will change to become the positive. Then finally, the equation is y is equal to negative 2x, negative 4 plus 3. The answer is negative 1. So this is the what? The equation. This is your equation. This is how you need to answer it. This is how you need to work out that one. So that is your what? That is your equation. That's how you need to answer that one. Then you go here. This is what you are told. We move to this other question. Saying the question is saying, so this part was for that one there. This is a different one. So it's saying the diagram in the answer space below is an incomplete flowchart to calculate cos x for the what? To calculate cos x for the triangle shown below. For this triangle which is shown below. So for the triangle which is shown below, this is a triangle here. They are saying they are calculating what? Calculating cos what? Cos x. So they are calculating cos x. How can you calculate cos x? Say cos what? Cos x is equal to what? Cos x is equal to what? So how can you calculate cos x? So how we calculate cos x? You know that if you recall the formula on trigonometry, where you are given all the three sides. So I was saying, when you say cos x is equal to, you get these two sides that are put in the angle. So z squared plus y squared. Then you say minus. Minus what? You say minus. Minus what? This one that is opposite to that, minus x squared. Over 2. Have you seen? Over 2. Then you get this zy. This is zy. This is the formula that we use when we are given all the three sides. So once you know this formula, then you are done. So from here now, the other thing you are going to say, this was for this one. Then you complete here. So what are you entering? First part here, you know that it enter. You say enter. What are we entering? The values which are given. So it is x, y, and z. These are the values that we are entering. X, y, and z. These x, x, y, and z. These are the values that are there. Then here, you write the formula. This is a rectangle. So just say cos x is equal to, so it is what? Z squared plus y squared plus, minus. There, minus. You just copy that same one. Minus x squared over 2 z y. Like that. That's the formula. Then you are done. So just need to understand this. This formula, we know it when you are given. This is falling under cosine law. When you are given all the three sides, we use that one. Then just here, you know that here you just say enter. We enter. Then this is a rectangle. We put the formula there. Just need to put the formula. Then input output cos x. Then you find this value. So this is how you get to calculate that value. So we are now almost done. So we move to this one here. Have you seen? So once we answer this, then we go to the last one. Then we are done for this paper. So this is a simple paper. Once you understand this, then everything will be very simple. So don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's make sure that we subscribe to this YouTube channel. So in the diagram below, R is the unshaded region. The first question, write 3 inequalities which describe the region R. So we want to write the 3 inequalities that would describe the region what? The region R. This is what we are going to do. So how can we write the 3 inequalities that would describe the region R? So these are the inequalities. How do we get the inequalities? As you can see, this one here, there is what? 0, 0. What is the value which is here? If you check properly, here there is 2. Even there is 2. Here there is 4. Here there is 4. Here there is 4. Here there is 5, 5. So even when you get this one, so you do what? You name these inequalities. So this is inequality 1. I'm going to name this as inequality 2. Then this one as inequality 3. This is how I'm going to solve them. So this one, the coordinates are the same. So a line that comes out like this. So in inequality 1, what you need to do is that inequality 1 is that it is like this. It is what? The values are the same. 0, 0, 2, 2. We've got 4, 4 there. We've got 5, 5. They are just the same. So just y is equal to x. So any inequality that you are going to encounter having same values like 0, 0, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. This is just a what? It's just cutting the axis, like the x or y plane in the middle like this. This is how it is passing this one. So this is an equation. Now, which part have they shaded? This is a solid line. And whenever you are having a solid line, so when we are having a solid line, we use greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So a solid line, these are the inequalities we use. But when we've got a broken line is like this. So we use single, this one greater than, or just use less than. So these are the inequalities that we normally get to use. So this one, so this is a solid line. Which part have they shaded? The upper part. So we just get the opposite. We just get the opposite, which is the down part. So it is y less than or equal to x. This is your inequality 1. This is how you need to work out the inequality there. This is your inequality what? Inequality 1. Then you go to inequality 2. So move to inequality 2. We move to inequality 2. Do this. So inequality 2, this is the inequality 2. So this one is having different coordinates, different to the first one. So you get here where it is cutting the x-axis, and there where you are able to see the coordinates. This is 5, 5. This is 8, 0. Then you find the gradient. So what are we going to do? You say that is 5, 5, and what? And that is what? This is what? 8, 0. Then we find the gradient. This is what we are going to do. So this is your x1, this is your y1. This is your x2, this is your y2. We find the what? The gradient. So we are going to calculate the gradient, where we are going to say that gradient is equal to what? Gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Have you seen where I'm going to say gradient is now equal to? So the same way I'm going to do with this one, the same way I'll answer this one, the same way I'm going to answer this one, that's the exact way you're going to answer this one. So this is your inequality that you're going to answer. Me, I'll just help you with this one. So the same calculations I'm going to do here are the same calculations you're going to do there. Have you seen? So I'm just showing you how to go about this. So what is your y2? It is 0 minus. What is the y1? That is 5. What is your x2? 8. Minus. What is your x1? It is 5. So this is equal to what? What's the gradient here? What gradient are you going to form? We are going to form what? Negative 5 over 3. Here we are going to have a 3 there. Have you seen? We are going to have a what? A 3. So this is your what? This is your gradient. So you write the general equation of all straight lines, which are what? Y minus y1 is equal to m open bracket x minus x1. This is what you are going to do. So you say y minus, what is your y1? Y1 is 5, which is equal to, what is your gradient? This is your gradient, negative 5 over 3, open bracket, say x, minus, what is your x1? X1 there, 5. Then you do this. This one will go this other side. Y is equal to, so this is what you are going to do. Y is equal to, so y is equal to what? Y is equal to what? Y is equal to, what is negative 5 over 3x? Negative 5 over 3x. The negative, there you're going to have positive. Positive what? Positive 25 over 3. It is the numerator that gets to multiply 5 times 5, 25 over 3. This one came this side, plus 5. This is what you are going to do. So you say now finally your answer is what? I'm going to write it here. Y is equal to negative 5 over 3x. Then you say plus. So when you evaluate this part, what answer are you going to find when you evaluate that part? What answer are you going to find? 25 over what? Over 3, then plus 5. What answer are we going to get? What answer are we getting? So you say this times that. 3 times what? 25. What are you getting? 3 times 5, it is, 3 times 5, it is 15. You get what? 15. Plus the 25 that is there, you get 40. So it is just the same as 40 over what? Over 3. This is just the same as that one. Have you seen? This is just one and the same. So I want you to get this, understand this. So from here now, you check, okay, this is the boundary equation. Which part have they shaded? You check. Which part have they shaded? They have shaded the upper part here. So you get the lesser part here. This one is down less. So you get less. It is a solid. So less. Get what? Less. So it is y less than or equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 40 over 3. This is your inequality. Have you seen? That is your what? Inequality. So that is what you need to get. So now you say inequality 3. You move to inequality 3. Inequality 3. Inequality 3. Inequality 3. So inequality 3. This one you answer it and submit. This one you're going to answer it and submit in my inbox. Those that are under my online tuitions, you submit where I always tell you to submit. So you submit in my inbox. Submit this work in my inbox. So what we are going to do here with this one, 2 coordinates. So I'm going to help you. You get this coordinate. This one. This is 8, 0. You also get this other coordinate that you are able to see there. I've got a 2. So this is the reason why I'm giving you. Maybe you cannot see properly. This is what? 0, 2. A coordinate there 0, 2. Like that. Then you follow the procedures I did. Find the gradient. After finding the gradient, equation of the line. Then after finding the equation of the line, which part have they shaded? The down part. They've shaded the down part. So you're going to get the greater part. Greater than or equal to. That's the inequality you're going to use. So me, I've just helped you to find this inequality, then this other inequality. The other one, the same methods I was doing, those are the same methods you need to follow also. So just doing that, you get the 5 marks there. So let us move to the this question. This is our second last question. Then we are done. Second last question. Then we are done. This is what we have to do. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. So what's the question there? What is this question saying? How can we go about this question? How can we handle it? How can you handle this question? So it is given that this is what it is saying. Given a right angled triangle XYZ. So I'm just going to do this. Right angled XYZ. I'm told Z is 90, so Z is here. Have you seen? Then I'm told that X, maybe I'll just say this. I'm going to assume that it is like this, where Z is 90, so Z is here. Then I'm told that this is sine X. Sine X. So sine X here, have you seen? Sine X here is equal to what? 4 over 5. So sine X is equal to 4 over 5. So sine, this is falling under SOHCAHTOA. So you need to know what SOHCAHTOA is. SOHCAHTOA. You need to know what SOHCAHTOA is. So you understand what SOHCAHTOA is. So what is SOHCAHTOA now? What is SOHCAHTOA? SOHCAHTOA, sine meaning it is opposite. Opposite over hypotenuse. So when I say sine X, which means it is what? Opposite. I'll say opposite over hypotenuse. When I say cos X, which means that I'm talking about what? Adjacent over what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is what we mean. So here sine X is this one. So opposite. I say opposite. So the opposite is there. Have you seen? Opposite is there. So opposite is 4. This one is the 4. Then I'm taught to find what? I'm taught to find, what am I taught? I'm taught to find this one, the 5 there is hypotenuse. So 5 is there. So opposite here, hypotenuse there. So then I'm told to find, so I've replaced those values in this diagram. This one, there I'm given, this is 4, this is 5. So when the angle is there, which side is opposite? 4 is opposite. This one is the hypotenuse, where this point is pointing there. So I'm told now to find cos what? I'm told to find cos X. Cos X is equal to adjacent. What is your adjacent? Adjacent is this side. I don't know it. So I use Pythagorean theorem. So we know what Pythagoras theorem. So I use Pythagoras theorem to find that value. So this, how do we find that? We say, so I'm going to write it here. Don't know if you are able to see this. So 5 squared is equal to 4 squared plus x squared. This is how we do it. This is the hypotenuse. Have you seen? So 5 squared it is 25. 25 is equal to 4 squared it is 16 plus x squared. This one will go this other side. So I'm going to have x squared is equal to 25. This one, have you seen when it comes inside this minus, so minus 16. I'm going to have x squared is equal to 9 there. You introduce the square root, you introduce the square root. So x there is 3. So this is the 3 I'm going to do. I'm only interested in the positive, so I get a 3. So a 3 is there. So on this formula now, what I need to do, so maybe someone did, why did I say 5 is squared then equals? So we concentrate where this thing is pointing. Where this is pointing, this is what you need to follow. Where it is pointing. So cos X, cos here, adjacent it is here. Have you seen? Adjacent is 3. Hypotenuse 5. So this is cos X. This is what you need to do it. It's falling under what? SOHCAHTOA. So you need to know what SOHCAHTOA is. These are procedures that we do. Then I move to this question. How is this question? Find the equation of the graph. I find the equation of the what? Of the graph. The equation just saying find the equation of the graph. So how can I find the equation of the graph? Here, how can you find the equation of the graph? I gave you this formula. This is the formula that you need to get. It is y is equal to, say, x plus b. This is how we get to do. Then where is it cutting? Negative 4 and 2. Here it is cutting on those. It is cutting at this one. It is also cutting at that one. So you are going to put these values in there, then you expand. That's how we find the equation of the graph. Find the equation of that graph. So how can you go about that one? You just say y is equal to x. What is your a? So if this is negative, so when writing in there, it becomes positive. Then I say x. This is negative. This is positive. So here it becomes negative. I'm going to do this. This is what you need to do. So when it is negative, here you write it positive. When it is positive, here you write it negative. This is what I've done. Then I just expand. How do we expand? I say y is equal to. How do we expand? You get this one here. Then you multiply it with everything that other side. So you say x, then you say x plus 4, like this. Then plus 4, then x minus 2. This is what I'm going to do. Then I say y is equal to, this is x squared plus 4x. This is what I'm going to do, 4x. Then this and that, that is plus 4x minus 8. Where this is equal to x squared plus 8x minus 8. So this is the what? The equation of the graph. Have you seen? This is the what? The equation of the graph. This is how we get the equation of the graph. There is a mistake here. So this is not the answer. Don't know if you've observed the mistake. So what I said was that when you are doing this, you get this x, you multiply with everything this other side. So we are not supposed to go this way. This is a mistake. So you get x there. So it is y is equal to x. Then multiply with everything this other side, x minus 2. I do this. Then this is plus 4. I'll say plus 4. I do this. Then this is x minus 2. Like this. This is what I'm going to do. Then I say this is equal to y is equal to x squared. X times negative 2. This is negative 2x plus 4x minus 8. So this is y is equal to x squared. What about here? I'm going to get positive 2x minus 8. This is what I'm going to get. So this is the equation. This is the equation. This is the equation that I need to get. So this is the equation, not this other way. You get expanding, say x, you get this one, multiply with everything this other side. Then you get plus 4 with everything this other side. That's how you need to do it. That's how we need to do it. So now, this is the equation. We move to 2, where we are told to find coordinates of the turning point. So how do we find the first one, x? You say negative b over 2a. This is equal to, you know that with this equation, your a is 1, your b is 2, your c is negative 8. So negative b, so it's negative 2 over 2 multiplied by 1, which is equal to, this one will be negative 2 over 2, which will be equal to negative 1. So x is what? X is negative 1. So then you get the original equation. Then where there is x, put negative 1. You get this one. Y is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 8. So this is y is equal to negative 1 squared plus 2, negative 1 minus 8. This is now equal to, I'm going to write it, this is 1 minus, what are you getting here? You're getting 2 minus this. So this is equal to, y is equal to, this is negative 1 minus that. So that is what? Negative 9. These are the coordinates of the turning point. These are the coordinates of the what? Turning point. Like that. These are the coordinates of the turning point. So turning point is equal to what? I thought to find the turning points. It was what? Negative 1, comma, negative 9. This is the value for x. We solved it, was negative 1. Then you get the original equation, you substitute, get negative 9. So these are the coordinates of the turning point. This is how you need to answer this part. This is how you need to work it out. Finally, we go to the last question. This is our last question. So we move to our last question. Finally, this is our last question. Then we are done. So this is our last question. So it is saying the diagram below shows the speed time graph of a particle. The particle started off from rest and accelerated uniformly for 10 seconds. It then traveled at a constant speed for 20 seconds, then decelerated to rest. This is how it was moving. The first question. So the first question, find the speed v. The speed v the particle reached if its acceleration was 2 meters per second squared in the first 10 seconds. What are you given? You are given acceleration. So we use the formula for what? The formula for acceleration. So we are going to use the formula for acceleration. So what's the formula for acceleration? Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial over time. You are given acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration is 2. So it is just the same as 2 is equal to. What is your final velocity? It started from here, rest to there, v. Final velocity there is v because we don't have any value, minus 0. Over, this is what, over time. Time is 10. Over 1, then you cross multiply. This is 10 times 2, that is 20, which is equal to v minus 0, it is v. So therefore, v is equal to what? 20. So v is 20 meters per second, that is the speed, v. So the v there, it is what? 20. This is how you calculate that v is equal to 20. Then you move to the other question. Given that the total distance covered was, this was the total distance covered. Find the value of t in the diagram. So find the value of t in the diagram. The value of t in this diagram. So the total distance covered was 750 meters. So it was what? 750 meters. So this was the 750 meters. So now you are able to calculate from here to there. You are able to calculate that. This is a what? This is a what? This is a trapezium. So you calculate that for a trapezium. After you calculate this one, then you say 750 minus that one. It is for this one. That's when you'll be able to find the value of t. That's when you'll be able to find the value of what? T. So what we are going to do is that we calculate for this one. So you say that is half like this, then a plus b h. That is the formula for what? Formula for a trapezium. So where a are these, this is a, this other one is b. So what is your a from here to there? It is what? It is 30 minus 10, 20. So half, then 20 plus b, which is 30. Height, it is 20. This is what we are going to do. So this is half, then this is what? 50. Then we've got a 20 there. So half of 50, it is 25. 25 times 20. What are we going to get? So 25, you say 25 times that one. What are you going to get? 500. So we've got 500 what? Meters. So it traveled for 500 meters. From this one is 500 what? Meters. So the total distance, it is what? 750. So 750 minus 500, you get 250 meters. So this is our 250 what? 250 meters. This is what we are going to do. So this is our 250 meters. So this is our 250 meters. So I'm going to use this formula where I'm going to say that distance is equal to this thing here. This is what? This is a triangle. You use the formula for triangle because you are given distance there. You cannot concentrate on the deceleration because we are not given the deceleration. But we are going to use what? The distance which we are given. So we use the distance formula. We are going to say that is a triangle. Distance is equal to half BH. Where the distance from here to there, it is 250, which is equal to like this. This is what we are going to do. I say half. Then what is my A? What is my base? From here to there, this is your base. Have you seen? This is your base. So you cannot get T there. We say T minus 30. That is our base because we don't know T. So T minus 30. Our height, what is our height? 20. Like this. This is how you are going to do it. Then you solve for T now. So this one times that one. This is 500. Put 1 there and then you cross multiply. This one becomes 500. 250 times 2, 500. Then this one becomes 20 here. Then T minus 30. So it was there, just came in front here. So this is 500 is equal to. So 500 is equal to what? 20T. 20T minus 20 times 30. So 20 times 30. So when you say 20 times 30, what answer are we going to get on that? So it's 2 times 3, it is 6. So it will be 50. Have you seen? 20 times 60. What answer are we going to get? 600. 2, 6, then 0, 600. You group right terms. So how are we going to group the like terms? How are we going to group the like terms? This is 500. When this one comes this side, it is plus 600, which is equal to 20T. So when you add here, you are going to get 1100, which is equal to 20T. You divide by 20, you also divide by 20. This cancelled. You are going to have what? T, which will be equal to what? So, okay, the mistake here, like this. It will be equal to what? 55. So T is what? 55 seconds. So the T there is just 55. So just say the T there, it is what? 55. The T there, which we were told to answer, it is just a what? A 55. So that's how you need to do it. These are the calculations you have to do. Then we go to the last question. This is the last question. What was the speed at 40? So what was the speed at 40? So they want you to find, here you know that we've got 55. So 40 is somewhere here. This is where 40 is. Have you seen? So what you need to do, you do something like this. This one goes there. Where it is hitting, you put X. So they want you to find the speed there. So if I was to get this triangle alone, I get this triangle. Have you seen? This one, it is like this. I'm going to write it here so that we understand. I do this. Here I've got 55. Here I've said there is 40. There is a line which I've said is going upward and I put X there. Then here there is 30. Have you seen? Then on top there, when you check here when you check like that, what is the value? 20. So here we've got 20. We've got a 20 there. So our main aim is to find this X. Then that is our speed. So what we are going to do is that we are going to use similarity and the congruence to find this value. As you can see, we've got two triangles. We've got this larger triangle. We also have this smaller triangle. So this larger triangle, this side, we are this one and this one. So this from here to there, it is 20. Have you seen? This one is 4 times. So here 20. So 20 over from here to there, it is what? This one minus that one. It is 50. Is it 15? 25. It is 25. This is what you are going to. It's 25. 55 minus 30, 25, which is equal to, we get this one. From here to there, it is x over. From here to there, have you seen this triangle? This is a small triangle. This is a large triangle. So here to there, it is 15. Have you seen? If you say 15 like this, then you cross it, multiply. Then you find the value, then you are done. So this is 25x is equal to, so what is 20 times 15? What answer are you going to get? You're going to get what? 300 over 25 over 25, like this. So this cancelled. X is finally now equal to, so x is now finally equal to 12 meters per second. So the speed now is what? 12 meters per second. These are the calculations that you need to do. This is how you need to work out that one. So this is the whole paper that we've answered. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you so much.